Hello and welcome to how to create and use your Kanban board. In this video, I'm going to cover the following: an introduction to how to build your culture within your team by taking advantage of a Kanban board. So this will focus on how we go through and look at priority items. It'll also look at how your team's been resourced and also using some basic metrics, which we'll cover on later on. So you want to take advantage of visualizing your stories in a simple Kanban board. Now this can be done in a number of different ways. Firstly, you can use the Visual Studio Team Services or Team Foundation Server and then just navigate to the Kanban board. You can also use external third-party tools such as Microsoft Teams to view your backlog, and also you can use Visual Studio IDE. Whichever way you decide to access your Kanban board, you can see it across any of the templates: Scrum, Agile, CMMI, or any customized versions, which I'll show you today. Additionally, I wanted to highlight some new features, which you may find very useful if you're wanting to adopt Kanban. First is this ability to add tasks. This is very similar to other Kanban boards, such as Trello. It helps you be able to see what tasks you've got to do for each item and your progress. A new feature that's been implemented is also inline tests. This is the ability to see and visualize tests on stories and actually either run them automated or use exploratory testing or manual testing to achieve testing success. So let's just have a quick look at the Kanban board. I'm going to create a new project with a work item customized from a process template. This will be covered in further detail in the next section. I've created a basic Kanban board. This is a new project, so it has no work items. So first of all, let's go and navigate to work and just add a few items in there. Okay, so now if I go across to boards, I'll be able to visualize these items and where they sit on the Kanban. So as you can see, by default, I've got 3 separate stages: new, approved, committed, and done. Now I can customize these using the board columns. So let's just say I want to add another one. And this could be something like in progress. Now, as we were talking in the first section, you'll notice that we can have a limit on the work in progress. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it so that we can only have one. And I'm also going to split it into in progress and actually when it's completed. I'm not putting a definition of done on here, and I'm just going to click save. Okay, so I can now move an item across into the doing category. As you can see, we're getting a cumulative flow as we move along. We can also turn on or off the enable live updates. This means if anybody else is working on the board, we'll actually be able to see them drag and drop the items as well. Now, if I move another item in here to try and complete, this will now go over the WIP, the work in progress. As you can see, it's got 2 items and it's only allowing for 1. So I'm just going to quickly move that back. Now, if we go into here, I can actually assign this to anybody. So in this case, I'm going to assign it to myself. And I can also look at adding some tasks. So task A, task B, task C. Okay. And these tasks can also have tests. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just quickly add a test. And the test is Kanban. Okay, so now I've got 3 items and 1 test. I can run this by clicking select run test. And what this will do is bring up the steps to actually execute. Now there is no steps that I've defined, so I'd have to go into my test and quickly just add a couple of steps. And that will allow me to run it. There's my steps. I can then pass that step and then my test has completed. So I can save and close it. And as you can see, all the tests now are completed. I can also tick off the tasks. And as you can see, it's updating as we go along. And then once we've completed all tasks, I can then move it to done, which will also force it to move across. In that simple example, we looked at how you can create a Kanban board, create items, move them across and visualize them, and then combine them with WIP, the work in progress rules that allow you to enforce some kind of workflow behind the scenes, as previously explored. In the next video, we're going to go into some of the advanced configuration settings for your Kanban board.